All right, here we go now. Again, classifying triangles. All right, the first thing is I want someone to tell me what scalene means. Everybody should know this. All right, we did it last year. You should be able to tell me what scalene, isosceles, and equilateral means. Tell me. No sides are equal. No sides are equal. That's what scalene means. What does isosceles mean? Now listen, here is the way I would want you to know isosceles. Two sides are equal, right? But that's not the truth. All right, isosceles means at least two sides are equal. All right, at least two sides are equal. Now for us, when I say isosceles, I mean what? Two sides are equal, because what do you call when all sides are equal? Equilateral, okay? But I want the formal definitions. All right, isosceles, I want everybody to write at least two sides are equal. All right, at least two sides are equal. All right, but for me, when I say isosceles, you can assume that I mean what? Two sides are equal. All right, and then equilateral, what? All sides are equal. All right, now you're charged with drawing a scalene triangle. Everybody's got to draw a scalene. I don't care how you draw it. Now, how do I know that's scalene? Because I didn't mark any of the sides equal, right? I didn't mark any of the sides equal. All right, so when you draw it, I want you to write scalene. Then you have to draw an isosceles. So I want everybody to draw an isosceles. Now, how do I know that's isosceles? Well, we don't yet. All right, how do you mark isosceles? This tick mark and this tick mark. All right. Everybody with me on those? Everybody see how those two sides are equal? Now, what's true about the base angles then? The base angles are also what? Equal. This right here is considered a base angle, and this right here is considered a base angle. All right, the base angles are always opposite the congruent angle or the congruent sides. All right, come on, write that out. You got to give yourself an example so you can see. And then over here, make sure you're writing isosceles. That's an isosceles triangle, scalene triangle. Now we have to draw an equilateral. All right, so here we go. When you draw an equilateral, is that equilateral yet? Is that equilateral? No, because I haven't what? I haven't marked it yet. So how do I know it's equilateral? Everybody see that? So that's equilateral. Now, what's true about all of the angles if it's equilateral? They're all the same. And I want underneath that, write equiangular. All right, an equilateral triangle is also equiangular. That just means it has equal angles. It means it has equal angles. So now You can mark the angles equal. That's how you mark equal angles. So that's how you classify a triangle by its sides. All right? It's either scalene, isosceles, or it is equilateral. You may have any questions with that? KK, do you remember that? Molly, you remember this? Boys, you all right? All right, now classifying triangles by angles. You can call them what? Acute, right, or obtuse? Acute means all of the angles are what? How many? 90? Less than 90 degrees. So I want all angles are less than 90 degrees. That's acute. All right, tell me about right.
Exactly 90.
Yes, how many angles are 90? Only one. You can only have one right angle. All right, so if you call it a right triangle, one right angle. A triangle with one right angle is called a right triangle. All right, so last one, obtuse. Tell me, Zeb. Very smart, very smart. How many of them? Only, how many angles can be obtuse? Jolie? One, you are correct. One angle. One angle is greater than 90 degrees. All right, so now we have to draw an acute triangle. So everybody draw an acute triangle. This one is acute. All right. All angles are less than 90. Now you have to draw what? Right. So all you have to do is try to draw a right triangle with one angle 90 degrees. And then right next to it, right, that's called a right triangle. This is an this is an acute triangle. And then we need to find an obtuse. So there's my obtuse triangle. Now again, this is kind of like the corresponding alternate interior, alternate exterior, consecutive interior. You have to know the rules. You have to know the definitions. All right. Now, of course, everybody remembers the last statement I made there. Angles of a triangle always add up to what? Jolie. It's not a number. Angles of a triangle always add up to what? How much? Close. 360 degrees is a circle. Soul. How much? What is it? 180. How did you know that? All right. So here we go. So the angles of a triangle always add up to 180 degrees. Hey, listen, everybody needs to know that. That's on every standardized test. 180 degrees. And again, listen, boys and girls, next year, if you're thinking about, getting into private school for high school, Tampa Prep, Jesuit, Berkeley, IB program, you need a good ERB score. This is what we're working on right now, ERBs. All right. So I want you to concentrate. All right. Academy of Holy Names is the other one I couldn't think of. All right. Jesuit is mentioned. All right. You need good ERB scores. That's what we're working on. All right. So come on, get with the program. It's not that hard, but it's on all the standardized tests. So here we go. Now with that little bit of information, I made up a nice little worksheet here. Find the value of x in the triangle, then classify each triangle by its angles and by its sides. All right, so I'm going to go down and do the odds. All right, number one, how do I figure out what x is? How do I do that? Add 58 and 73, and then what? Wow, how did you do that so fast? All right, so again, to find the third angle, you're just adding 58 and 173, which she conveniently told me was 131 degrees, correct? KK, are you with me on this?
Yeah.
You're adding 58 and 73 to get 131. Then she said to find the missing angle, we just do 180 minus 131. And she told me that was 49 degrees. So x is equal to 49 degrees. All right. Now we have to classify this by its angles. So what kind of triangle is it called? Jolie? Yes, but that's by sides. So we'll do angles first. So what's it called? That's right. It's called acute. That is by the angle. And then she's correct. No sides are equal. So it's an acute scalene triangle. Acute scalene. All right, anybody have any issues? I told you, easy. Now we're going down to number 3. All right, so Jackson, tell me how to do number 3. How do I find x? Which is? Come on, practice your mental math. We don't need calculators. What is it?
143.
Yeah, 143. And then I'm looking for x. So now what do I do? Right, which is what? Yes, good job. 37 degrees. So now we're going to classify it by its angles. What is it called, Jackson? No, we're doing the angles first. Shh, let him look. Let him learn. By the angles. Is it acute, obtuse, or right? Why? 107, is it more than 90?
Oh, shoot.
Wow. So this is called obtuse. Are any of the sides the same? No, so it's obtuse what? Yes, obtuse scalene. All right, come on, Jackson, get with the program. Obtuse scalene. Okay. Number 5. Molly. Tell me about number 5, kiddo. What do I have to do to figure out what x is? That's right. What do we get?
100.
Beautiful. Yes. Very nice. Anybody have any problems with x being 55 degrees? Okay, so what kind of triangle do we have, angle-wise? Well, where's the 9-degree angle? A right angle means one of the angles is, so what is it? Come on, Molly. Look at the definitions. What are the what does it say? What's the first one? Well, it is definitely scalene because none of the sides are equal, but I'm asking about the angles. The angles are 85, 55, and 40. So how does that fit into the definitions of the angles? There you go, kiddo. Acute, scalene. You see what I mean, Molly, right? All right, come on. I want to make sure everybody's asking me when they don't know something. All right, so I'm on number 7. Number 7 is a hard one because this angle out here, all right, is not on the inside. All right. Tell me what to do. Bless you. So 82 plus 24 is what? Good job. And then what? Exactly. And what's that? Exactly. So that angle right there is 74 degrees. So how do I figure out what x is, though? Come on. How do I figure out what this angle is? How much is it from there to there? Yes. Yes, 180 minus 74. And that gives you what? You are correct. 106 degrees. 106 degrees. All right, but now you have to tell me about the triangle. What kind of triangle with the angles? Scalene. No, that's a good mistake. The angles are 74, 82, and 24. Right. So we're going to say acute scalene. Acute scalene. Everybody okay with that? Yeah. What? Who said wait? Tell me. For this angle right over here? So remember, anytime you have a line, how many degrees are there from here to here? Yeah. Right, so that forms, right, that's a line. All right, here we go. Number 9, classify each dashed triangle by its angles and by its sides. Okay, so number 9, I'm looking. Avery, go. First of all, by the angles. Classify by its angles. So it's a right triangle. Good. Now classify by its angles. I mean by its sides. That is correct. Right scalene. All right. Now I want number 11. Let's go. No, Tyler.
All right, 11.
Yeah, I want to know what this angle measure is right here.
What, that one?
Yes.
So you add 35 and 25.
At 35 and 25, what do I get?
And then you're going to get 60, and then 180 minus 60.
Which is?
Which one?
Right, so 120 degrees. That is correct. So now classify the triangle's wing, or the wing of that airplane.
Okay, so it's obtuse.
Obtuse.
And then it's going to be scalene.
That is correct. Obtuse scalene. All right, so let's knock out 13. Whoa, somebody said something. What? We're doing the odds.
Oh.
All right, we're doing the odds. All right, so number 13, Cole, go. How do I find X? And what is that? Good. So what's X? Everybody's using mental math. Please practice. In class, you can practice. So this angle is 100. Beautiful. All right, so what kind of triangle is that? By angles and by sides. Yes, obtuse. Are any of the sides the same? Good job. Obtuse and scalene. Obtuse and scalene. All right, so I need help with 15. Jolie. Good job. And then use that mental math. What is it? Now, do this for me. Do 180 minus 140. Now do this, 180 minus 100. Minus 40. Minus 40, so you're at 80, now minus 40. And then minus 9. 40 minus 9. Yeah, do you see what I'm trying to show you, right? That's important to me, okay? So again, you made a little mistake. It's not a big deal. So that's how I teach kids mental math with subtraction. Just 180 minus 100, then subtract 40, then subtract 9. It's much easier, in my opinion, doing that. All right, so now put a 31 in there. All right, what kind of triangle is that called now, Jolie? Bless you. Acute, good. What else? No. Now, in order for it to be isosceles, two angles have to be equal. Scalene, right. All right. So I believe Eddie, 17. How did you know that? All sides. Well, how do we know they're equal? That is correct. So that has to be 60 degrees. It's definitely equilateral. Now, what about the angles? Acute. That's correct. If we wanted to, we could also call it equiangular. We could also call it equiangular. But that's how you classify it, equilateral and acute. All right, so the next one now, number 19 is hard. All right, so I want everybody to draw a triangle MNO. M, N, O. And it says the angles are in a ratio of 2 to 4 to 6. So whenever somebody says something's in the ratio of 2 to 4 to 6, I want you to add an X on. So instead of saying 2 to 4 to 6, we can say it's what? 2x to 4x to what? 6x. 2x to 4x to 6x. Is everybody with me on this? And now everybody write in here 2x, 4x, and 6x. Everybody do that. Is it kind of cold in here, Dad? Okay, so now how do I figure out how do I figure out an equation for this? Come on now. Somebody tell me. Just one? All right, tell us. No! To what? And then? No. Tell him. The angles of a triangle add up to what? To what? 8? Oh, I thought you said 8. I was going, what planet are you on? All right, so yes, the angles add up to 180. So I need everybody to highlight the 2x, the 4x, and the 6x. And you put plus signs. We add them together. How much is that if I add them up? 12x. And 12x is equal to what? 180. So now what do I do with the 12 and the 180? Come on. Divide by 12. Come on. And so now x is 15. So x is 15. But I haven't answered the final question because we have to find the measure of the angles. So measure of angle M. Somebody tell me what measure of angle M is. What would measure of angle M be? Hello? M is what? 2x. What is x? So what's M? 30. Thank you, Cole. Somebody tell me what angle N is. How did you get that? How'd you get that? Multiply what? Yes, sir. 4 times 15 today we'll call 60. We don't need a calculator for that. So 60 degrees. So then angle O would have to be how much? 90 degrees. All right, there you have it. All right, is everybody okay with that? Everybody okay? All right, KK. In number 21, do you see the triangle? What kind of triangle is that called? Yes, ma'am. I'm proud of you. A right what? Scalene means no sides are equal. But what? You don't see this tick mark right here and this tick mark right here. Look at your notes, flip back, and when 2 sides are equal, what do you call it? Don't tell her, Molly.
Oh, right.
2 sides are equal. Go into your notes and tell me what it says about 2 equal sides. Okay, that's the problem. That's why you don't know. Molly, tell her. Right, isosceles. That's the problem, KK. Right, isosceles. All right, that's what that is. Come on, KK. Now you have to go back and write all that down. All right, 23.
Oh, yeah.
Zeb, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Volunteered.
What are we at, Zeb, on number 23? See that small little triangle? What's that small triangle called? Equilateral. Yes, that is correct. Equilateral and acute. All angles of that little triangle are 60 degrees. Isosceles, 2, at least 2. If you technically, if you want, hey, I'm in the middle of class. If you say 2 sides, we generally say it's isosceles. Now, technically, equilateral is also isosceles. All right? You would know that if you wrote it down. All right, there we go, 23. Oh, is that it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so now go back to the beginning and do the odds. And then KK is going to finish writing down our notes. Write that down, KK. All of it. I should make you do it 10 times each. Oh, KK, I'm not believing that now.
Big Papa. Well, we have to do all the